Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a show that's late at night with your host, Lynell Ingram, Creative Edition. Although we're all going to be Creative Edition, so all right, whatever. In breaking news, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. Wait, it's still 2020, right? How is that breaking news? 2020, or as I like to call it, the official year of cognitive dissonance. Yep. All right, let's talk about film. Not much has been happening. By and large, theaters have been shut down for the most part since the beginning of the pandemic in the US. Hollywood got shut down. Production of about everything came to a screeching halt. Now, just recently, Hollywood has started doing some filming again with a lot of precautions, but there have been some interesting turnabouts since this all began. I mean, we've all seen those episodes of Saturday Night Live. If you're watching the Food Network, you see them hosting shows from their homes. But there's something new called Quar Horror. On the streaming service Shudder, they put out their own film just recently called Host, and the entire thing is filmed remotely over Zoom. There's also other shorts being created under Stay at Home on YouTube. And filmmakers are basically having to work with what they have available to resources where they are without the help of large studios and huge crews. So if you are a self-creator, if you are somebody who can make YouTube videos on your own or works on arts or writes at home, music, this can be a great time for you to be productive. But if you are reliant on the big crowd of teams to get things done, the big Hollywood money, it's an interesting time. And I really look forward to seeing what this changes. Some things have been released on streaming, but not a lot. And where our theater is going to be is part of our lives going forward. It's going to be interesting. So speaking of scary films, Jared Leto is going to play Andy Warhol in an upcoming project. Yeah, I got nothing. News and design. We all know Apple computers. We know our iPhones, we know our iPads, we knew our iPods, our Macintosh computers, our MacBook Pros. You're either a die-hard hater or a huge, loyal lover, for the most part. But when we become big fans of a corporation like that, it can be easy to forget that they are the big, evil corporation. The whole monopoly thing with Congress aside right now for the tech industry, Apple is currently going after a small business called Prepared because of their logo, which is a pear. They say it will dilute their brand. Have you ever not been able to tell apart a pear from an apple? Or the fact that one is a stylized outline and one is a silhouette? Or one has a connected leaf and stem, one doesn't. One has a bite out of it, one doesn't. It's just classic corporate bullying. It's the big guy being the jerk to the little guy who they know doesn't have the money to fight them. So Apple, stop being so rotten. We see you. Now, how about arts in general? Artists and creators, musicians, all alike have been hit across the board by the pandemic. Outside of, say, the movie industry, makers, artists who rely on gallery openings, art shows, craft fairs to sell their wares and get known, even doing conventions for comics and things like this, have all been put on hold. A big part of their income and ability to sell themselves is just gone. Virtual conventions, virtual artist alley for Comic-Con, yeah, you know, that's not the same thing. But why should this worry you? Why should this worry any of us? Artists are like groundhogs. We have our little hole in the ground, our caves, where we do our tinkering, our making, our creating. And every now and again, we come out of our caves and we don't see our shadow. And we can go into the world and contribute things to culture and to social media and to galleries and artworks that make our lives rich and interesting and beautiful and give us things to watch in our free time and videos to consume music, to consume everything. But when you scare them back into their hole, you can't guarantee they're not going to see their shadow again the next time. Now again, this can be great for the individual creators, musicians, writers, Taylor Swifts of the world that create their masterpieces given this time alone, but it's a slippery slope. So thanks for joining me on this episode of Show That's Late at Night Creative Edition. We will be doing more, keeping you up to date on what's happening in the world, hopefully also post-coronavirus for creatives and creative things that we love and enjoy. Catch me again, subscribe if you want to catch all the episodes. You don't want to miss out. See you next time.